All right, you good? I will call this meeting of the Historic District Commission to order at 7:04 p.m. I will seek Goodrich as a full member. Todd, would you read the call, please?
Town of Groton notice of public hearing, Historic District Commission. The Historic District Commission will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, August 20th, 2024 at 7 p.m. at the Groton Town Hall Annex, 134 Groton Long Point Road. And virtually via the Zoom platform to hear the following applications requesting a certificate of appropriateness. HTC 24-0055, 16 West Main Street, Robin Zubretsky, applicant, Jerome Properties owner, signage, PIN number 2619184120081C001. ACC 24-0056, 285 High Street, Daniel Hanson, applicant, owner, mini splits. Applicant owner, mini splits, PIN number 2619183214229. ACC 24-0057, 35 West Mystic Avenue, Jeffrey Moriarty, applicant, owner, deck renovation, PIN number 26180582297. ACC 24-0058, 3 Gravel Street, Peter Springsteel, applicant, Sal Caola, owner, exterior alterations, PIN number 2619184100180. A Zoom meeting link will be posted to the town's website meetings calendar. Applications are on file and available for public inspection online and during normal business hours at the Planning Department, 134 Groton Long Point Road, Groton, Connecticut, dated this 13th day of August 2024 at Groton, Connecticut. Todd Brady, Secretary.
Thank you. I will waive the hearing procedures if anyone wants to read them. It's the yellow slip over there, and we will jump into public hearings. HTC 24-0055, 16 West Main Street. The signage.
I'm sorry. I think they're here. She online? They online? Nope.
Who's SC?
What's that?
Who's SC?
Sue Choquette,
Oh, who's
right?
who's Groton?
Me?
You sure?
I think so.
Could be Sal Caola.
Or it could be, yeah. Because she wouldn't log in. I don't think she'd be logged in. Yeah, I guess she would be logged in as Groton.
I don't have any problem proceeding on this one, only because it's just a simple sign and all their signs are the same size.
Yeah, it's a typical Central Hall sign. I talked to her about it. She had the lease, it's all in their lease agreement, and the sign is all in accordance with the lease agreement, and it's gonna be typical of all the other signs there.
Does anyone have any issues?
I didn't even see the sign. Yeah,
It's the-
well, that's what I saw, but I didn't, it's just a square. I mean, it's such a bad pic, I mean, it's just a bad picture.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm fine with it if it's that.
the Central Hall signs are all the same.
Yeah, they're all universally.
And it looks like the one that's hanging off the building's mast, like all the other ones, so.
We haven't really gotten involved in
Yeah.
the actual lettering or anything.
No, is that I don't think that's in our purview, is it?
It is, but I don't think it's really our business.
Yeah.
People want to build their signs.
Which business is this?
River Lane.
River Lane.
So. Does anyone have any objections to proceeding with it?
No.
Any comments or anything before we?
I mean, they've got a bill here from the sign people. I mean, it just seems pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, absolutely.
36 by 36. I mean, it's the same massing.
Yeah, they're pretty consistent.
Yeah, it's almost
In
white
the,
background, black letters. I mean, can't get more simple than that.
what's that blue thing in the picture though? That's not related to that. No. Right, that blue vertical.
That's that post. That's
Locations.
the one. Lamp.
Is that?
Oh, it's a lamp,
That was
okay,
there before?
okay.
Yeah.
I thought, it looked like it was a tent.
That's the other thing. That was a double
That's for
space.
those.
Right, but I think it's-
Okay, okay, just but the way they were, I thought they were testing the building.
Okay, does anyone be good? Anyone in the audience have anything to say in support of the application? Anyone against the application? All right, HDC 24-0055 is closed. HDC 24-0056, 285 High Street. For the mini splits, come on up. Just name and address for the record.
Daniel Hanson, 35 High Street, Mississippi.
Just run us through what you want to do.
I want to put mini splits, in the houses. Heating and cooling. You guys are involved with the small condenser that goes in the back left of the house. And see it from the road, but he's going to speed it for it.
And your refrigerant lines, are those going inside the house from the condenser? Are they going
I
up the
think
side of the
they
house?
Go up the side of the house, actually, also, yeah.
It's shown later on.
It is, yeah, the contractor who's doing it, he lost probably either of them. He drew that out for me. So I think that.
Oh, this is it here.
Later on. That was later.
Is that the back of the house?
Oh, no.
This Side of the house.
Okay, no, it's it. The condenser's going here
Yes,
The sidewalk side.
Yeah.
and then the lines. What color are the, I know they're black just so we can see them, but what color are they gonna be in real life?
I think they'd probably be like a gray tan in real life. That's what I've seen typically done, and it's close to the color of my house already. Yeah.
What's the fence for? To screen it?
In the front,
Yep.
or that I put in the.
Yes.
The specs.
Just as a possible option for screening it, when I spoke with Sue, when I put the application in, she recommended I bring a couple options, to screen it if you guys would recommend me to, or like me to. So either a wooden fence or, the, kind of lattice that matches the lattice.
The lattice at the
there.
front.
What's that?
You mean this lattice here?
Yeah, similar to that also.
What would you like to do?
What would you like?
I would like to, I mean, I wouldn't, I feel like I would like to not have to put up a screen or anything, unless you guys want me to. Just because to make sure that the airflow
Well,
is fine.
I wouldn't, personally, I wouldn't put a 6-foot fence in front of a 2-foot,
Okay.
3-foot high condenser.
Okay,
But if you just use some of that lattice and just add it, make an L
sure.
and keep it just as high as the condenser,
Yeah.
I think that would be fine. And you'd have plenty of airflow.
You already have some gray
Yeah.
lattice on your patio anyhow, right?
Yeah, that's in the gray lattice in the back, and the white lattice in the front also, that blocks the garbage can area.
Yeah,
Um,
I would
which
do-
matches
I would do,
White,
Yeah,
white thin lattice.
right, you can paint it whatever color. you
yeah,
want.
yeah, it's just something, just
Perfect sense.
because it's the historic district
Yes.
and we want to keep it.
So you want me to specify, I mean, these are two different sizes.
Do it as a condition when you take it under consideration.
Well, that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say, but
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, which lattice are we gonna, you gonna match this
I would
or
match
this?
that. That back lattice really isn't visible from the street at all. That's the back.
This one,
of
you
my
mean?
house.
Or this one, you mean?
Yeah, that's the back of my house. So I would match the front one.
What, the white one with, where you hide your garbage cans.
Okay.
That's good.
That's fine. I mean, you don't have to hide it, but the point is, it's just cover it with.
Yeah.
Right. So don't feel like you have to build a box.
Right.
And it doesn't need to be 8 foot high by
Yes.
4 foot
So-
wide, you know.
I am good unless anyone else has any questions.
I'm good.
Are you good? Great.
There you
So
go.
just the first time doing anything like this.
We'll vote in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
So
Alright.
Well, 10 minutes. Peter?
clock's on, Peter, clock's on.
Tonight, it'll be tonight.
So it'll,
Next
Yeah.
agenda.
yeah, next, yeah,
You can wait for us to vote, or you can watch tomorrow, whatever you want to do.
Or they'll send you an email.
Yeah,
yeah.
you get an email.
Okay, anyone in the audience have any, anything in support of the application? Anyone against support? Good to know. Anything against the application? HDC 24-0056 has closed. HDC 24-0057, 35 West Mystic Avenue. On up. Just name and address, even though we know.
Jeffrey Moriarty, 35 West Mystic Avenue.
Brandon?
I'm here for a deck renovation. So I'm the round mid-century modern-ish house, the south side of West Mystic Avenue. I attached this, I don't know if this is in your packet, I attached it last week. I don't know if she, but you can really only see the staircase from the public's view. Most of the deck is in the back of the house that you can't really see, but I just want to go through all the material inside anyways.
So I did, I zoomed you out a little bit if you wanted to shift the hair. Thank you. Thank you.
So the plan is to rebuild the deck and the staircase, same size, shape, very similar design, but just updated materials. The really only change would be cable railing on the staircase instead of the wood planks, which I have a picture of. And then obviously materials. So all of the framing would be pressure treated lumber. The decking material would be the TimberTech Advanced PVC decking. AZAC would be used for the fascia of the deck and all the stair risers, as well as the privacy walls. The posts would have a sleeve on them that are made of PVC by a company called RDI, which has a very matte finish. There would be a TimberTech a piece of deck, a drink rail, and then the Atlantis rail system, cable rail system, which is on the deck now. So the decking material is the TimberTech Advanced PVC. It's a vintage collection, English walnut. I think color matters to you guys, but it looks kind of like decking.
Not to cut you off, but oddly enough, color, we found out color doesn't matter, but it's great.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, okay, good.
It's just something we need to know internally.
So like I said, the railing will be the post sleeves over the pressure treated 4x4s. And then it'll be,
The cable railing, do you have a picture of that?
yeah, so that's the next one. So it'll look a lot like this. So there'll be a PVC top rail and then a piece of decking on top, kind of as a drink rail. And then the rest of the fill will be the Atlantis cable rail.
Is that in this? Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
now. Okay, got it.
Might be out in.
Yep.
Oh, it's in here, it's here.
Okay, it's in there. Yep, I see.
And all the railing components are again that PVC material with the white satin finish. And then the post caps are gonna have an integrated LED light there. Low voltage. Then I have information on the Atlantis easy rail system. On the side of the house, so these components that I've circled in red, so right now it's like these wood slats, so that will be replaced, and that will be the cable rail all the way down the staircase. So the deck and the staircase stairs will be the cable railing. And then there's this privacy screening wall underneath that will stay the same, that'll just be made of PVC instead of this pressure treated. And then on the south side of the house. You can kind of get a glimpse of this privacy wall. It's about 6 feet high, it's horizontal slats. So that will be replaced, but essentially made the same with PVC. That is it. And I think
Are you gonna paint the PVC? Did we talk to you about the
Yeah.
paint in the corner post?
so. So the PVC, the AZAC will be painted white. But the post sleeve.
The fence components will be
No, that-
left as is,
yeah.
yeah.
But the PVC, because he's gonna use the Cortex plugs.
Yeah.
And I'll put a coat of paint on it just
Okay.
to make it look, I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I think we
It's
talked about it on. the
yeah,
house.
Yeah,
On the-
yeah, because all
the
of
trim.
the trim and corner boards,
Yep.
fascias, all PVC. And the Hardy is pre-painted, but I'm gonna have a painter just. Go and coat of paint.
Yeah.
Just
It's a really good idea. It lasts a long time and it gets rid of the
little
hot
plug,
marks of the plugs. Anything? Good. No. Does anyone in the audience, including you, have anything to say in support of the application? Anyone against the application? Good. HDC, I can do it. HDC 24-0057 is closed. HDC 24-0058. 3 Gravel Street.
Peter, is that microphone on? Is there a green ring on it? Might have to push and hold it. Give it a second.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
Hit it one more time.
now hit it one more.
Just tap it.
There you go. Thank you. It's all right, my fault. And she didn't say anything, so. Well, maybe she did. Nope. Good, thank you.
All right, Peter Springsteel Architect, here representing Sal Kiola, who's the owner of 3 Gravel Street in downtown Mystic. The building is presently vacant, but prior to that, it was an office for Grover Insurance and an apartment, residential apartment on the second floor. We're proposing to convert the building to a hotel. With, I believe it's 6 units, but I'll look at the plan and confirm that in a minute. This drawing here shows the location of it. It's one house in from West Main Street, directly across from the pump station on Gravel Street. This is the site plan for the property. The building sits up right close to the road. You do have from West Main Street a very prominent view of the front of this building, or I should say the side of the building. The front faces Gravel Street, but it's kind of less obvious than the side that faces West Main Street. So go back to the existing conditions of the outside. So these elevations are of the existing conditions. The building has aluminum siding on it. That is faux shutters. It's got aluminum trim. So a lot of that stuff is not in keeping with what we like to see in the downtown area. So primarily though, what we want to do is change the facade that faces south. It's really the side of the building, and create a storefront to be more in keeping of what the building will be now. So this rendering here shows you what we're looking to do. We created a paneled storefront first floor level with a projected frieze sitting on top of that. These panels will be PVC painted. The windows, some of them will be replaced with Marvin Integrity insert replacements, and I think that's in your packet there. The siding will be replaced with fiber cement, and the trim will be replaced with painted PVC.
Just on that side.
I'm proposing the whole building
Oh, okay,
at this point.
all right.
There was a recommendation from the commission last time I was here about doing that. There's a metal railing out front that would stay in place. This brick and stone landing structure would remain in place. We are looking to paint the existing brick foundation a dark gray color. And in your regulations, you need to determine whether or not that's in your jurisdiction. I'm not sure if it is or not. And then we have our signage package here as well. We've got a blade sign coming off the side of the building that faces Gravel Street. We have raised letters over the front door on the frieze. And then we have a logo sign on this existing angled wall. On the elevation, proposed elevation sheet, we have all the materials called out. And they're listed here, and then they're also identified with the notes on the elevation. On the back side of the building, there is a new door that we're proposing that's going to go right here. Be a 6-panel door, therma-true painted. And there'll be a stone granite landing and step to get you to ground. But primarily, most of the work is on this front facade, other than the siding and the trim and window replacements on the other facades.
Is it, you said it was not all the windows you're replacing?
Yeah, we're only going to replace ones that are not in good shape. So
So you
so
don't
right now-
identify which ones are being replaced?
no, I haven't. I haven't.
You should just get permission to do all, of them,
That's what I'm doing.
and then whatever you do, you do.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Todd. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. Just thought to clarify that.
And Eric too.
And is it say anywhere on here that that's what you're gonna do? I don't see any comments here on the window.
Let's see,
I
new
think-
Marvin Elevate insert double hung windows with simulated divided lights. Vinyl clad exterior and painted wood interior.
You've had a tendency to have an issue with stuff not being completed, though, but they have 5 years to complete it, so as long as. It could take 5 years, just to avoid a.
I understand that.
later.
Yep.
Are you okay with that?
Do you need 5 years?
Well, he's
Hard
not
to
sure
say.
what window.
I know, that's why I'm
That's why
asking the
it's
question.
tough.
Well, it
But
basically gets. 5
once-
years
once
anyway.
we-
Condition that.
Once we go through them all, we can come back to you and tell you which ones we're doing. If you
I don't
like.
think It matters really. It's not like it's like an element of the, like this, it's not like they're not doing the.
Yeah,
screen.
I don't have a big issue with it on this project. As far as approving and giving him the time and letting him come back.
And so when they go to do their final approval, so he gets his final approvals, we're just saying we're okay if it's not all done.
I'm okay with that.
That avoids that issue.
And if he gets to them in 5 years, fine. If not.
Yeah.
Then will expire, and when he wants to change them after that, he'll have to come back and.
Yeah.
Just tell you what he's doing.
That's fine. I just didn't want to have the same issue of you didn't do everything and therefore, you know. But that's fine.
I don't think he's required. To change them.
No, but it got back to that whole debate about picking and choosing.
Yeah,
But it's not, he's not really picking and choosing. He's in the same fashion, I think.
right, saying.
Go for it.
Okay.
Sorry.
You said you're getting rid of all the shutters.
We're gonna keep these shutters
Oh,
up
the
on
front.
top.
Those aren't even real shutters. They're like add-ons, right?
Right?
Plastic,
Not sure if they're plastic or not.
or you're not disclosing?
I'm not sure.
You want to climb up on there tonight after the meeting? We can take a sample.
I think-
Probably have a picture here. Might be able to tell.
But I won't shout about it. I'll just send an email, and take some pictures.
They're plastic.
They gotta be.
Yeah.
And they're also, not only are they plastic, but they're also the wrong size.
Right.
Probably, and I
They
think they're
should run
mounted.
from the top of the sash to the
Outside
bottom
the
of the
sash.
sash,
Right.
Yeah.
like Whalers Inn.
Yeah.
Terrible. Drives me crazy, everything like that.
More
How
sharp.
about you, Bill?
I,
I throw things.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
That's more or less it. I was gonna come back for an informal activist for a,
Planned out, I don't care if he takes it out or not, there's not historic.
an automatic gate for the, driveway.
You know, you've got some stuff noted on that plan relative to like bollards and stuff. Are you? Are you?
There's
doing that?
nothing new on the site plan that I'm asking to do. At this point, we have somebody working on a site plan right now that will come back with if there's anything structural on it.
So those bollards, the new light, none of that stuff.
None of that's on this application.
Okay.
But informally, I'd like to tell you that we're planning to put a gate, electronic gate right back here, so it's about 25, 30 feet off the street. So cars can rest there before the gate goes up. They're having a lot of trouble with people coming in here and parking. So,
so,
it's gonna be like the one that's on Central Hall now, right across the street.
so like a key card kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll come back with a formal application for that. So
The only thing I think you're missing is just the details and the signs. But you could.
I think, it
submit.
might have been in the packets though.
There's not like a detail, I didn't see it either.
Unless I missed that. Yeah.
No,
Uh,
well, I'm gonna come back with the gate if you want me to come back with those.
Come back with
for
the
that, I can
sign.
do
Yeah.
that.
But it's- yeah.
So just so I'm clear, when we make a motion, so it's for the new siding,
All the
The-
way around.
Yes,
the windows
true.
and trim,
But also the freeze port.
and this new.
Storefront. And the door on the back. And granite landing and step. I think that was all in the application.
Yeah. I just put on here, does not include sign.
Okay.
Are we talking about the brick paint right now, or is that at a later date?
I don't think it's a thing. Cause that thing revealed the point that if it's a color that's integral to the material, we actually have a right to vote on it, but if they're just gonna go paint it, they can just go paint it.
Say that again, Eric? What was that?
I think it was in the regs that said, or the rules that said if the color was integral to the material, we have a right to regulate it.
Yeah,
But if you're gonna go paint something, you can go ahead and paint
I
it.
see.
There was just some commentary about stripping wood down to like bare.
Yeah, I
wood.
read that and I read it and read it over and over and over and I looked at it and I had kind of formed an opinion of it myself and then I just kind of,
I don't think we
Yeah.
don't, if he wants to paint it, you can paint it.
I agree based on, yes,
I mean, he couldn't like repoint it.
Right.
It's crazy,
I
but,
know, right,
or change the bricks out or whatever, but
Yep,
if he wanted to
right,
just paint over it.
right. Or if he changed the bricks out, you'd have to get an approval for the brick type that he was changing it to. But yes, I believe it can be painted.
So it's enough.
really
Okay.
So he'd have to get approval to repoint it.
Yeah.
According to our handbook, yeah.
Just like the historic district.
Right.
Or historic.
Yeah, they're the
society.
mortar they're using on the chimney.
Which makes some sense because you wouldn't want something old repointed with like black grout or something. Or super fine gray or something, I don't know. Okay, I'm good. Are you good?
I am good.
Does anyone in the audience, or sorry, is everyone else good?
I'm good.
Anyone in the audience have anything to say in support of the application? Anyone against the application? Okay, HDC. Scroll all the way.
Did SC want to talk? If it was Sal, whoever, you're,
Does Sal want to talk?
Yeah.
Probably not, although you can check, see if he's raising his hand.
He's not, there's no hand raised.
Okay,
HTC 24-0058 is closed.
he wants to remain anonymous.
okay. I just didn't want to deny him. the
Oh, thank you.
opportunity.
Consideration of public hearings, HTC 24-0055 16 West Main Street. This is the new business sign on Central Hall. Any motions or comments?
I make a motion to approve.
Ferguson second.
I think it's fine. It's consistent with the other signs on the building.
I agree.
I agree.
All in favor?
Goodrich, aye.
Brady, I.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
All right, HTC 24-0055 is approved. HTC 24-0056 is the mini splits. Goodman, I will make a motion to approve contingent upon screening it with horizontal PVC lattice
To match the lattice fence at the front of the house.
to match the lattice fence at the front. of
Are we
the house.
putting a height on that or just whatever works?
Oh, I guess.
To the height of the mini split?
Minimum height of the,
Okay.
of the machinery.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
Yeah.
Just be reasonable, that's all. That's my motion, so I need a second.
Goodrich, second.
Oh,
All in favor?
Goodrich, aye.
Brady, I.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
All right, HTC 24-0056 is approved. HTC 24-0057. This is the deck renovation on the back, so it's the change out of the decking, change out of the wood to AZAC, that'll be painted. The cable rail system, the drink rail and the lights. Even though we don't approve the lights are part of it.
And the stairway down with all the,
And the
Yeah.
stairway in the plans.
Ferguson make a motion to approve.
Goodman, I will second. Any comments?
No, looks good
I
to
think it
me.
looks great. I think it's an improvement.
I
yeah.
drove by today, though. I still didn't see much. We've been talking to you for 6 years, haven't you? Been coming in for 6 years?
16 weeks.
Yeah.
The window? Wow.
Wow.
Most of them came in at 10 weeks, but it's still waiting on a few, so they're not gonna put them in until they're all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then the siding can't be done.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're enjoying the process, is that what you're saying?
All in favor?
Goodrich, aye.
Brady, I.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
HTC 24-0057 is approved. HTC 24-0058, this is 3 Gravel Street. So this is the replacement of the siding to hardy board, the replacement of the trim boards, the replacement of all the windows to Marvin Elevate. The replacement of the back door, the granite step,
And the freeze.
the front detail freeze thing, and the leaving of the 4 inappropriate shutters.
And paint the foundation.
All right,
And
we'll come back.
Will you please?
Let's just,
You're gonna drive and buy and throw things.
do I have a second?
Goodrich, second.
All right, all in favor?
Goodrich, aye.
Brady, I.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
HTC 24-0058 is closed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
You're not here for any pre-apps?
Well, I just did it.
The gate, what's your pre?
So the process, it's approved, we can start the work and do the work.
So his
You-
office is.
Yeah, you'll get a notification by email once it gets put through our permitting system.
Mhm.
And I don't know if the permits are pending for the mini split install yet, but that does require a permit.
Yeah. I
And
don't think,
and
but, well, I haven't put them in, I don't. think-
yeah, but Jason's really good about it, so I'm not worried if it's not in yet. I've never had an
Yeah.
instance where, yeah. And he has it set up now where he has his authority from the electrician to pull the permit, so. Just tell him you're all approved
Yeah.
on the HDC side and go ahead and move ahead, getting permitting.
Thank you,
Yep.
appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Public communications,
I have nothing.
approval of the minutes. Do you want to approve them or do you want to wait for Ted?
Oh, to see if Ted made his comments.
Yeah. So
We can wait.
We
It's
can
not
wait.
pressing.
Right.
next time, old business, so just checking on a couple of those items.
So, the Bank and Brew. I sent that email to Rich that you sent with the language of why it was denied. He reviewed it. I talked to him on the phone the end of last week. He had some questions about the whole thing, really, from going way back to when it was originally approved, what that certificate of zoning compliance included, a bunch of other things. I was on the phone with him for probably half hour talking to him about that. He is unsure about how to proceed or if to proceed. And he was gonna talk to John Burt and have a discussion with him.
Okay. Well,
What's his hesitancy to proceed? These states?
He doesn't
Are you
want-
allowed to share that?
I can to an extent. He does not want to send a letter just to send a letter, which is understandable. He wants to, if he's gonna send a letter, he wants to make sure that he can follow it as far as it needs to go.
don't send an idle threat. It's fair.
And he's not sure that the whole thing is on stable enough ground to do so.
So he's saying that the fence, using air quotes, is a fence?
I'm not saying, I'm not
Okay.
commenting
Okay, no,
on
and I'm sorry. I'm not trying to
anything
put
that
you-
he is, yeah.
What about the addition of additional fencing that's now there? There's like more of it.
I didn't know there was more.
Yeah, you
More since when?
2 months ago,
Something like that.
he like added a whole bunch more of it.
This is the first I've heard of that.
I think we told,
Okay, I mean, I can look into it further and see, what has changed from what was originally approved or,
well, nothing. I thought the conclusion was nothing was approved. I just don't understand the big deal. All we just want is just a normal fence. Like a fair, reasonable.
I get it, but the whole thing has kind of been a series of more or less missteps, I guess, to a degree, that has led to where it is now, including issuing a certificate of compliance. Yeah, like I said, there's a number of things that he has apprehension about moving forward on based on the overall history of the case.
I think just the unfortunate thing is that the commission has been pretty consistent about what it wanted from day one with regards to that fence. From previous members, current members.
All right,
So-
well, I would say let him have a discussion with John Burt. John Burt can make a decision as to whether or not they're going to expend resources on pursuing it. And he can go from there and look at the details at that point.
Does planning and zoning have any say in what's happening?
No, he's 100% compliant with planning and zoning. They have no issue whatsoever.
I'm just curious, but how do they not have an issue? I thought it didn't meet the height.
The fence.
He put the fence that he installed is 3 feet now. That's the one that he came back and asked for. He took that original fence that he installed. He took that fence down and put a 36-inch fence up. And then came in to get an approval from you guys for it, and you denied it. And that fence is what's currently installed.
So he has no approval for that,
Not from you guys, but it made him compliant with zoning.
but then he has a non-compliant.
HDC fence
Yeah.
or HDC, whatever it is.
Right.
So whether the first one was. If the first one was never approved, what he has now is definitely not approved. So there's no question to the second piece of it.
Probably, yeah. I would agree with you on that he changed it.
Yeah.
Without, yeah.
So he may not, what's his name? Sorry, not what's his name. Rich Cody may not want to pursue the original piece, but the second piece that made it compliant has no authority to be there under the HTC. There's your violation. That's cut and dry.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll follow up with him. But, yeah,
Yeah.
at this point, he pretty much said there was
Relative to the first one, I agree with
too
that.
much inconsistency on everything in order to
Well, that's a terrible,
establish a case that he could present in court.
but that's a terrible step because that means if you just muddy it, that's a terrible analysis because if you muddy something up enough, then you can just do whatever you want for.
Well, I don't think that's the particular, I don't think that's the motive of it, or I think that's just how it ended up.
Right, but if he thinks that the first part is too dirty to do anything with, meaning that there's just too many missteps, too many.
Well,
things
it's
that
coupled with
should-
the fact that there's, in the file, there's a certificate of approval.
Totally agree.
Yeah,
If he seems to think for whatever reason, the first one, whatever, the second one is not approved, period. And if he goes back to the first one, then he loses planning and zoning approval. So if the first one was approved by HTC and he doesn't want to pursue it. And Bank and Bridge decides to take out the new fence and put back the old fence, and he's out of compliance with planning and zoning.
right.
So it's a losing battle either way.
I could agree with you on that, yeah.
But he has no approval for the 3-foot one from us, but he has a non-compliant 2.5 foot or whatever it was from planning and zoning. So if ours was approved, hypothetically, even though we don't think it was, but hypothetically, if the 2.5 foot was approved, then it's non-compliant with planning and zoning and doesn't work, and you got to shut them down. Because that's a bigger violation.
No. As a condition of his zoning approval.
Yeah.
He was required to install a 3-foot fence.
No, I understand that, but if he goes back to the 2.5 foot that we may or may not have approved
Yeah,
because it was too muddy and too dirty,
mhm,
then he's non-compliant with zoning.
correct,
So
Right.
but the current 3-foot one, he's not compliant with us.
Correct.
Because we voted no.
correct.
So he's got to find a solution. Otherwise, he has two paths that don't
He's
go
in
anywhere.
violation either
Yeah,
with zoning, if he goes back to what we quote unquote approved.
Mhm,
not quote unquote approved, it's just too dirty to
Too dirty.
determine whether it was
Okay,
approved or
and-
wasn't
right.
approved.
right,
So he's wrong with zoning. And to fix the wrong with zoning, he put in a new one, but he never came to us.
We
with a
did.
New one.
he
Yeah.
came to you and you denied him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so.
He came to us after he put it up,
Mhm,
And we denied it. So
Right.
because it wasn't a fence.
Because it wasn't a fence.
right,
So.
But I mean, so, I mean, I sort of get the impression he just wants to kind of drag this out interminably. As opposed to just put in the fence he should have put in anyway. And I guess if he wants to represent himself, if the town were to take an enforcement action. If he's paying an attorney, obviously it'd be a lot cheaper to fix the fence than it would be to pay an attorney, but maybe he's gonna represent himself because he is an attorney.
right, but if he loses, he has to pay attorney's fees and all
Well,
that.
that's right.
kind of stuff, so-
It doesn't make a lot of sense what's going on here about it.
Right,
But the question I'm asking is like, isn't it abundantly clear to Mr. Cody, that he's in violation? At this point?
So.
I can't speak to his
But- but
perspective.
mean- but mean,
I don't know.
If he was. as
From
we're-
what I've
as we're
provided-
Speaking tonight.
So
isn't it-
with the information that I provided him, he did not clearly say to me, this is a violation, we're gonna pursue it.
Okay.
He felt that there was inconsistencies to the point where he had hesitancy about moving ahead with even a letter. Because he didn't want to move ahead with a letter and then not be able to continue to move ahead
but you're,
based on.
But
the
now
logic, sorry, the logic that you brought into the conversation is not the logic that I just clarified, so. If you take.
So listen, I have provided all the information to him. The information that the most current application was the reason it was denied. And this was the answer that he provided to me. So if he's looking at things above and beyond what I'm explaining, he could very well be so. I didn't get 100% explanation in detail as to why he felt it was not pursuable.
You mean from Cody?
Yes,
Well, then I
So-
think you should maybe
Could
go
he listen to this conversation on the tape and?
So that's what I was gonna say. I mean, I think Eric's brought up a very sound
Yeah.
and logical,
Absolutely.
whatever point of view. I think we sit here and talk about it all night. I would ask Rich to listen to what Eric just said, because I think I think it makes perfect sense, right? Neither works, so we gotta come up with a solution that works. let Rich talk to the town manager and then we take it from there. I mean,
Right.
otherwise we could talk about this for hours. and we're
Yeah,
not-
right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
wanna belabor, I just want Rich to hear this conversation because it was so clearly, logically
It's very
Okay.
logical. in my opinion.
explained.
Right. And if they
So-
don't want to pursue it based upon that logic, then someone needs to tell us why they don't want to. If that's the case, I'm not spending any more time doing this, because then there's no point in.
Although I could be wrong, I think we have. Final say if it gets, it's an enforcement action or not. I
Yeah.
think statute gives us that, but that's a different conversation.
I think we've made our position clear. I think we've now delineated that there are two paths and neither of them seem to work, so. And it's been clear now for 2.5 years that what we want and what we believe to be in compliance with our rules and regulations and aesthetically correct for the town is not what's there.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is when the meeting gets squared away, I'll have Sue pull it up and extract this section or take the whole thing and delineate a time frame. Forward it to him. Ask him to review the
It should be
comments that were done on it and
45 minutes into it, Or
issue a statement pertaining to it.
40 minutes into it.
Yeah.
It's probably
Yeah, that's
about where it popped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, what about the little vinyl fence on High Street that Tom was sending letters?
Tom has sent the second letter, has not gotten a reply, so I believe now he's gonna ask Rich to send a letter.
What about the other house on High Street over by the trailer park that,
So I drove by that and I didn't really see anything that was hugely egregious. I don't know. It looked like the only thing they cleaned the place up a lot, painted. I didn't see, they did install like 2 or 3 little sections of like, I don't know, it's like a 3/4 height stockade fence that kind of corners around one side of it, but
I think they just,
it's like a landscape. I would probably consider that a landscape feature. I think they were trying to hide the mound of dirt that was behind it or the irregular grade that's there.
I just think even though it's minor, they just should get it approved. It's as silly as the sign stuff. I think approving signs is ridiculous. I think we should just approve the size and that's it. I don't care what someone wants to put on their sign, but if they want to put on a couple panels of picket fence, I don't even care if they don't show up, but just submit the application and get the 5 picket fence sections, 3, 2, 1, whatever.
All right,
know.
see if I can contact the owners and
Just because what if it's 5 there and it's 7 in another place?
It's a bad
It's-
precedent. If you
Yeah.
don't approve that, it just opens the door for a slippery slope.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not a big deal. It's
Mm.
wood fence. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like you're gonna get a big opposition, but just follow the rule, you know? Was that it? As far as other stuff kicking around?
I think so.
So when you said High Street, you were talking about the one up on the hill?
It's like by the corner of Star Street.
Okay. I thought there was one when
it's
you
on the
come down-
downhill. The one he's talking about is on the downhill side.
Oh, okay, I was thinking of the West Main, I thought there was one on West Main end.
There's that one, which is like 3 vinyl fences.
Yeah.
Sections that we just never gave approval for.
Right.
This one is like a kind of across from the trailer park. It's
Okay,
up on that hill.
but whatever happened to the 3 vinyl ones that
They
they,
sent a letter. And
that's the.
Tom's
that's
Tom's
the-
on
that-
second, Tom's
okay,
on
that's
second
the
letter.
one you were referring to. Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
There are two
Gotcha,
separate
gotcha.
ones. I mean, one, I think it's vinyl and we would vote no for it. The other one is just, they just need to just
Right, right.
do it.
I just.
So, good. So, and then Kristen Packer resigned too.
Oh, she did?
Kirsten, sorry. She resigned. I don't know where Ted is. You said he wasn't coming and Max is still,
Ted is doing the training,
tonight.
that ABC training.
I got my certificate today.
Yeah.
I got
did
mine
I.
yesterday.
Um,
I'm afraid.
oh, I'm blowing it up poster size.
But we're now down, so we should be,
Recruiting.
yeah, talking to people.
So can I put my name in the hat to get moved up again?
I would gladly recommend you again for the
If you
4th
wouldn't
time.
mind, could you?
I'll do it again.
Thank you.
Would be number 4, possibly.
I think number 4, yeah, at this point.
So, because Max will be Max and never show up until we actually desperately need him or he resigns too.
Okay.
So.
Sorry about Houston.
Any new business? I don't have. I just have one random question, but has there been ever any talk more about all that like signage that was gonna go up downtown relative to like
The, you mean the,
walking on the
Walk-
docks and stuff?
I had a meeting, I had a meeting with, John Reiner and Deb and stuff, and this other guy from planning who's sort of, I guess, spearheading it. Just going over some of the details, but nothing has been really settled. You know, and I had raised some concerns about the size of some of the signs. You know, this is to show coastal access, you know, access way and that kind of thing. But they haven't proceeded beyond that point.
It's all the way signage that you're talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah.
You just need to be really careful because the signage could be misleading to boaters and to the public. Because like the dock may be the right place for someone to walk, but it's not the right place for someone to tie up. If they don't own the dock or they're not a guest.
Right.
So it creates a whole multitude of issues if it's not really clear like what coastal access
Yeah, well, and
means.
I also talked to them about the fact that you can't really you can't put some of the signage was shown on the pilings.
No, it's gonna be
You can't put it
rubbed
on the
off, yeah.
Pilings, because,
Yeah.
well, in the boats, lines and stuff can be there, so.
Right.
So they seem to understand that, but it's still in process.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very much so.
Yeah.
I know they were
Wow.
trying to, at one point in time, there was some kind of collaboration with the city. They were trying to do them at the same time, and then the city said, nah, we're gonna do our own. So they're not even gonna
The
be.
city of Groton.
Yeah, so now they're like, originally they were talking about all of them being one style and theme, and now it looks like it's probably gonna go to two, and so I haven't heard a lot of recent activity on it. I don't know how
Yeah, I mean, I met
much
with them
traction
maybe
it
like
has.
7 weeks or so ago.
Yeah,
I think the coastal access piece is great. I just think you just have to be clear because people don't understand it. You've got boats and now you have more expensive boats and,
mm,
you know, condos and everything. And it's just a confusing, you know, come off coastal access is confusing. You know, does that mean any boat, my boat, no boat, person, you know,
swimming,
swimming,
yeah.
fishing,
Kayak.
kayak? Yeah. So, you know, I think I thought. All right, and I will recommend you. Thank you. Again. That's good.
Do you have any?
I'm good.
We're done.
Done?
I have to, yeah, I have to say,